I don't know why I always get myself in these situations, but Barron County Fair Demo Derby's 8 days away. Let's get to it. Got 2-man vans here for the 2025 season. Thanks to my awesome boss here at Hometown Repair. This one is fresh off the road last fall. Somebody bought the wheels and tires off it, so I think I'm going to use this one first. It had tranny leak out of like the front seal or whatever. Hopefully, I'm sure it won't be fast enough to run out there in the Derby, but I got the Stone Girl Chrysler over here. I did drive it over here maybe last fall, might have been a couple years ago. It's been sitting for at least 3-4 years, but I think we'll save on that one for now. Give her some juice here and get her fired up. Oh, 280,000 on her. God damn. Nice. You know, anytime these vans sit, the rear wheels always lock up. Every time. Well, these ones already are. We'll see if they break loose. Put out some tranny fluid because I'm sure it's probably low. Oh, felt like it. Yeah, that's going into gear. Got them nice stock rear wheels though. Oh, that one's breaking loose. Goody good, good. So if you're looking to get started derbying, the best class to get into is the MWFA. Stands for Most Wanted Fine Arts. I'm not really sure, you know, what that, whatever. So it allows anything besides full-size trucks. Completely stock. You can even leave the gas tank and battery in the stock location, which I always move the battery. I've ran the stock tank a couple times and I've gotten screwed over twice. I got a hole in one when I was about to win, got second, and then one fell out right away and dumped gas all over and started on fire. Arguably the best vehicles are the Dodge Caravans, Chrysler Town and Country, all these. 96 to 07, 96 to 2000s are really good because they have steel motor mounts. So that's a downfall on these. That motor mount there always likes to break. That tranny side there and that front one. So always put some ratchet straps under there because you take one hit to the wheel and it's probably going to break. It's not a good deal. So yeah, I'm not gonna show a whole bunch of stripping. I will say I found it's easier to just take stuff apart than to just start ripping it, prying and hammer it, because then you just end up with a big old disaster. But I will show a few things, like all these side windows on bolt. That's a lot nicer than dealing with the glass mess. So yeah, it's Sunday, the Derby's Friday. I gotta get going on this thing. I've been too busy racing. And you can find these for, you know, $500, $600, $700 on Marketplace. I don't like to pay that much for them, but they're still a pretty decent amount of them around because they're damn good vehicles. Best thing to do is if you see one sitting in someone's yard, go knock on the door and hopefully get it for a couple $100. So, or find a hookup like I got in the shop or a tow yard. We're just gonna end up getting scrap, but they still run and drive, and then bring it back after. So, yep. So you get that plastic ripped off this caul here, and take out these 4 10mm nuts, and then pry them up off the stud, and then I think what 1, 2, 3, 4 15mm bolts. Will take that off of the firewall there, and then this whole thing will be out of your way. And you got a nice gap here to run your fuel lines and battery cables through. Actually, the bigger ones on the firewall are 13, sorry. I just connect my battery cables to the other cables here on the van. Had a few issues here. I usually just use I just bolt it to the bolt that's there for the top post battery terminal, but they both had some struggle, so I just drilled a hole and did that. Jumper cables make good battery cables. Put some ends on it, good to go. And don't forget to tape up your positive. Maybe even a piece of rubber and tape around it. Be safe. All right, so the driver's side had 10mm headed bolts, but this side must be factory side. It takes a T30. Then you get these windows down, which I couldn't on this side. There's actually just held on there by clips, so get them on and then you should be able to pull it right up and out of there. The back windows, the rearest ones, get this junk out of there, and you got a 10mm nut in there, a 10mm nut in there, not in there, right here. And then just the 3 in the motor there, and take her on out. The side sliding door windows just have a bunch of 10mm nuts on them. Actually, they're 9mm, but they're also like silicone glued in there too. So I start doing some prying little bites at a time, and eventually she usually breaks loose. Two 10mm bolts holding the airbag here on the driver's wheel. Nice and simple. So the rear lift gate, I've always left them on. I don't have a good way of taking these windows out, just break them. It takes cleaning up the glass. But a lot of people leave them off for some reason. Apologize for my dog barking at a ball. I don't know if there's a strategy behind that or if it's just for simplicity, but I'm doing it for simplicity and try out and see how she goes. Let's take them bolts out there. For windshields, I just take a sawzall and try to cut out the seal. You know, sometimes it goes in the wrong places and all the extra glass. Just take a air hammer and get rid of all that, get it nice and cleaned up. Got the computers and fuse box all moved to a safer area there. That one there is right here, which is obviously a really bad idea. But you can just unplug these couple connections and take the bolt out for this and bring it through here and move that in there. There's some wires that run in this fender. One of the plugins there to the computer, which are important. Last year I had a couple get cut and I fixed them and it still wouldn't run, so I don't know. Apparently there's a way to unplug that and move it inside, but we'll see if we get to that. I never have. I doubt I'm gonna get to that, so let's put a whole bunch of spray foam in there. Always remember to wrap your tranny cooler lines. These ones are pretty simple. They got 2 rubber lines running off some little nipples there. Go up to a big cooler up front. You don't want that getting taken out and lose your tranny fluid. So just cut it right back around, use that spring clamp, and good to go. You can take the stock fuel pump and put it in boat tank, or you can put the stock tank in here. I finally got my first fuel cell here 3 years ago, but I always use boat tanks. A good battery box is nice too, nice and secured. I put a ratchet strap on here behind the seat, because these seats will break. I actually had a small ratchet strap break last year and the seat go flying back, so yeah. But yeah, these Mopar products do not use a return line. They have the regulator built into the pump. So you need that. Otherwise you won't run over the sheet. Another thing is these have rear heater cores. So that can be an issue real quick. You can take these lines up here and just reroute them. This one was already done because the tubes are rotted out down there, so that was nice. All right, it's Derby day. Had about 4 evenings in her. Yeah, time to go out and have some fun. Drive smart, use the rear end. They're very tough on these. Try to protect your front end, front wheels as much as possible. And mainly, go out and have some fun. Oh, I've been coming here since 2010, and one of my favorite parts is pulling in here. Just the smells, the sights, the atmosphere. Love it. First time I was ever here, there was full-size, we had the park over here. There's full-size cars all the way around the freaking horse track. All right, here we go. One and done tonight. Vans, midsize, MWFA, so we're last. Pack crowd, here we go.
It ain't even CJ's car either.
Well, we managed to pull off a second. I don't know what. I forgot to mention when I moved the battery inside, this thing wouldn't crank. Then I just ran a wire straight to the starter and it wouldn't run. So I figured out you could turn the key and crank it at the same time and it'd run. But then yesterday, it was starting really bad. It barely started to get out there. I don't think the alternator's working. It started running terrible halfway through, shooting flames like crazy, but otherwise it's in pretty good shape yet. Just got to figure out what the heck is going on with it. Didn't even get any bent struts, flat tires, not even the donuts, so that's nice. Oh, the old tranny mount broke, of course. So that straps did their job. Lost my jump pack because I brought that with. It went flying out the back, so that was really dumb, but oh well, at least we got the money. So yeah, ultimately I lost because the battery was dead. Charged her up, drove her off the trailer. Still not on all cylinders, but we'll get her figured out. Hope to run her in Bloomer August 9th. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share. Got lots of projects going on around here and lots of videos coming up. So yeah, thanks for watching.